All hail Bushmaster. Let me say, Killmonger was one thing, but this particular villain in Luke Cage season 2 fucking nailed it. Whenever you can feel sympathy for a bad guy, like you did for Killmonger, because that was a going thing with the MCU, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, Luke Cage is a Netflix property, and Iron Fist and the Defenders and Jessica Jones. But let me tell you, and Daredevil, and even now including the Punisher. But I just watched Luke Cage season 2, and the bad guy is a Jamaican cat named Bushmaster. And I don't know, the actor that plays him is Mustafa Shakir. And Mustafa Shakir, I don't know if he has a real Jamaican accent or not, but man, I'm familiar with Obia, the Jamaican voodoo, and witchcraft. I used to own a candle shop, actually. They call it an apothecary. I used to own an apothecary before Hurricane Katrina on Tulane. Me and this guy from Florida, Haitian dude from Florida, named Papa Alex. I haven't found Alex since Katrina. I Googled him one time. He's somewhere in California, but that was like, his Facebook page wasn't like, finished being put up. But nevertheless, season 2 of Luke Cage pick up directly where season 1 left off. And that's a big thing I like about Netflix. A lot of the Netflix series, it's like watching a continuous movie that never ends. If you watch anything about House of Cards picks up directly like 2 seconds or like 2 minutes after the previous season ended. And Luke Cage ain't no different, but more importantly, the character development with this particular guy, with the Bushmaster character, is fucking amazing. Loved it. I love the mystery. I love the idea that you don't really know where he come from until the very end of the season. And he has a really good story arc, and all the characters' story arcs actually match the trajectory of somebody in that particular position. So I would say definitely it gets 4 crack pipes for me. I was gonna give it 3 crack pipes, and I'm gonna give it 4 because I really wasn't too impressed with Luke Cage himself. I like the fact he went through anger management, and I guess you can almost kind of see that happening. But I want to say rest in peace to Reggie, man. That was my fucking dude. But Reggie, can I think his last name, man? Reggie Walter or something like that. Reggie is the guy who plays Luke Cage. He's the actor. If you've seen House of Cards, he's the old black guy that plays Freddy, the barbecue rib man. In this season, he plays Luke Cage's dad. But I think because it takes a year to film one season of Luke Cage, so I think Reggie must have filmed this, like the middle of last year, because he was all through the entire series. So maybe they filmed all his parts in a couple of months, but he passed away this year. But nevertheless, Alfre Woodard is back, and she is fucking amazing as a female bad guy. Oh my god, I didn't know that lady had that shit in her. There's 2 black women, or really 3. Angela Bassett is 1, Cece H. Pounder is number 2, and number 3 is Alfre Woodard. These are the 3 top black women that can always act with their eyes. Like they'll do like this really buck-eyed look where they can project paranoia, they can project anger, fear, uncertainty. Alfre Woodard is one of these characters like, if you watch Power, there's a character named Ghost. And the guy that plays Ghost, according to somebody, like one of the actors, he said that he went to the trailer and told Ghost, we're finna get off a lunch break, we're finna come finish filming. And his name was Joe. Joe played Tommy. And Tommy said, I saw Ghost in the trailer crying. And he was like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You like the star of the show. And he said, you guys, like the other actors, y'all don't realize how much mental headspace it takes to play somebody as complex as Ghost is. And I'm looking at this, I don't know the lady's name in the character that she plays, but the Alfre Woodard character has to be like a sex object. And literally 2 minutes after that, she's like a psychopathic bitch with a razor blade. Then she'll go back to crying again. Then she'll go back to hugging her daughter. So to have that type of dynamic range and still maintain a certain continuity of characteristic for that particular queen pin. She's not a kingpin, she's a queen pin of Harlem. And I like the fact that they show that there's other crime bosses in the world of Luke Cage. There's the Italians, the Chinese, and the Jamaicans. And I love the fact that they show Spanish Harlem, Jamaica Harlem. So my hat is off to Netflix, man. Go watch Luke Cage, and definitely Bushmaster is so far my best villain I've ever seen in a Marvel-based, you know, like TV show, a Marvel-based movie. But you know, I guess in superhero movies, I would say so far the Joker from that Heath Ledger did was my favorite bad guy from DC. As far as him being portrayed on screen, and on screen, Bushmaster, he nailed it. And for the most part, I'm going to say something that's kind of weird, and I don't know if you ever, and if you're a white person, definitely comment on this below if you're watching this. I noticed that every villain from Killmonger to Bushwhacker, and these are both black, and I'm not saying because they're black, I'm just saying that, you know, with being an African American in America, I kind of know, you know, Haitian history, I know black history, and I know that, you know, that black people had it bad. We had, you know, horrific redlining, Jim Crow laws, discrimination. And I look at people like Bushmaster, who went through, you know, Jamaican slavery, or his family did, and he took all that angst and all that, you know, depression, all that, you know, all that history with him. And Killmonger was the exact same way. As a child, he grew up in the 60s, I guess, or in the late 70s during the Black Panther movement. So he's seen black empowerment in a way that an average person wouldn't. So to grow up in that era with, you know, a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X or something to that effect, you're going to grow up as a grown man carrying all that with you. And I noticed that a lot of characters that are comic book characters that have superpowers can't really, I guess, emote and carry and convey all those emotions that somebody who's been through slavery, police brutality, like a Killmonger or a Bushmaster, you know what I'm saying, would carry with them as a story arc, or more as a springboard to push them forward. And I like the fact that they use a lot of witchcraft, and the fact that he had to use nightshade, and that, you know, that these herbalists can actually use these chemicals from plants and these roots and all that stuff to actually move your chakra and make you get energy, and, you know, and drop. But also, what I like about the Bushmaster character, I'm trying not to spoil nothing. Y'all can hear how I'm kind of trying to talk without spoiling anything, but it's one of those things where if too much of drugs in your system will literally poison your liver. And that was the biggest the biggest message in this particular Luke Cage, was that Luke Cage has too much power, and he became a bully, and it consumed him mentally. And he became a bully that, well, everybody in Harlem really wasn't respecting you. They just fear you because you're a big black guy. And it's a very black show. They use the N-word a lot. I was shocked. They use the N-word a lot in this, and it's actually apropos. No offense, but growing up where I grew up, and growing up how I grew up, I say nigga a lot. I'm the head nigga in charge. So to hear the bad girl, the villain, Alfred Woodard, say I'm the head nigga in charge, I mean, that's outside of Deadpool, where a certain movie would have to be rated R. They got the point across Alfred Hitchcock style, with a lot of brutal violence, but not as bloody as it should have been. So either way, my head is off to Netflix, man. I'm looking forward to season 3. I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want any kind of hints as to who the next bad guy is going to be. But man, so far they got a top Bushmaster. So I don't know. I mean, basically that's it. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and let you guys go. Don't forget to go to artbyrico.com. Follow me on Facebook at The Opinion Junkie. Art by Rico is ARTBYRICCO. Let me know if you've seen Luke Cage season 2, and let me know what your expectations are, if you have any kind of prediction for season 3. Anyway, guys, my hat is off to Netflix. I'm super impressed. I'm going to go back home again and rewatch season 2. But I'm out of here.